Hi, I'm Adam Yenser, and welcome to the Canceled News. For 24/7 news coverage, set this video on loop and let it play all day. Please be sure to like and subscribe. My Emmy Awards and decades of television experience mean nothing nowadays if I don't have a social media following. And come see me live. I'll be at the Hollywood Improv with Whitney Cummings and Craig Robinson on June 3rd, the 17th Street Grill in Tustin, California on June 7th, and Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank on June 25th. And today, I'd like to wish a very special happy birthday to one of our viewers, my mom, who's always been very proud and loving and supportive of me, except for some of the jokes I make on here. Now here's what's in the news. Donald Trump became the first president in American history to be convicted of a felony after the jury in his hush money trial found him guilty on all 34 counts. Trump now faces the possibility of probation, $170,000 in fines, or up to 4 years in this federal facility. On The View on Wednesday, Jill Biden and host Joy Behar claimed that Donald Trump can't put a sentence together, unlike Jill's husband, who has successfully put together many wonderful sentences.
You know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly.
On Memorial Day, President Biden delivered a speech at Arlington National Cemetery and laid a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier, then used a cheat card to identify the unknown journalists and his unknown secretaries and staff members. Biden also visited his daughter-in-law Hallie's home on Sunday night, a month before she's set to testify in the Hunter Biden case. Though Biden insists they didn't discuss the trial, he just stopped by so they could get a shower. Pope Francis has been accused of using an offensive homophobic slur behind closed doors at the Vatican. His chef quickly corrected him, saying, "It's pronounced fagioli and it's a type of pasta." Unfortunately, the Pope then said homo a bunch of times while giving Latin Mass. Some sad news to report. Bette Nash, the world's longest-serving flight attendant, has died at the age of 88. She led a truly amazing life. Here's a picture of her back when she first started. Country singer Jelly Roll said that he uses marijuana to help keep himself sober from Xanax, codeine, and cocaine, and that he uses eclairs to help keep himself off of donuts, ice cream, and French fries. The government of Colombia is launching an expedition to the San Jose shipwreck in the Caribbean, which could contain $20 billion in treasure. If the expedition is a success, it will mark the first time anyone in Colombia has made $1 billion legally. Nintendo's new Paper Mario game introduces a transgender character named Vivian, meaning Vivian identifies as a girl, even though Vivian is actually a dude. In the game, Mario becomes bigger after eating mushrooms, and Vivian becomes feminized after eating soy products, fluoride, and microplastics. But good for Nintendo, this is where transgender characters belong, in a made-up, completely unrealistic fantasy world. It's unclear whether this is the Mario franchise's first transgender character, since no one is sure what was going on with Birdo. Nicki Minaj was arrested for drug possession in Amsterdam, which is like being arrested for having cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. The Vatican is set to canonize its first millennial saint, Carlo Acutis, an Italian influencer who died at the age of 15. Because if there's two things the Catholic Church loves, it's 15-year-old boys and praying to virgins. Once he's canonized, the millennial influencer will become the patron saint of people who can't even. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's daughter, Northwest, got a standing ovation for her singing debut in The Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl. Her dad then angrily rushed on stage and insisted that Beyoncé had the best Lion King song of all time. Mike Tyson became dizzy and had an in-flight medical emergency due to an ulcer flare-up. His doctor says he'll be fine as long as he cuts back on alcohol, spicy food, and ears. An Ohio billionaire plans to take a new submarine to visit the Titanic next year to prove the trip is safe. The new sub has a stronger hull, a better propulsion system, and is operated with this badass limited edition Wolverine PS5 controller. A pet monkey named Bradley escaped from his owner and is on the loose in South Carolina. Authorities believe he's still in the area unless he learned to use his opposable thumb to hitchhike. The U.S. Air Force released pictures of its new B-21 Raider, a nuclear-armed stealth bomber. The bomber is designed to avoid attacks with its sleek angular design, radar jamming equipment, and baby on board sticker. They also cleverly named it Raider so no one will expect it to win. KinderCare, one of the largest daycare centers in the country, is being sued after a toddler tested positive for cocaine. The parents became suspicious when instead of saying mama or dada, the toddler launched into a 90-minute rant about cryptocurrency. According to a recent survey, Houston won this year's title for dirtiest city in America, but only because Bakersfield was disqualified for using performance-enhancing garbage. Hollywood is producing a George Floyd biopic authorized by his family called Daddy Changed the World. It tells the tragic story of a repeatedly violent, drug-addicted criminal who turned his life around and put all that behind him as he was being murdered by the police. Daddy Changed the World is far better than its original title, Medea's Mostly Peaceful Riot. And don't get me wrong, I think what happened to George Floyd was wrong and Derek Chauvin belongs in prison. The George Floyd case taught us two important things. First, even if someone didn't lead a perfect life, they still deserve justice. And secondly, it's perfectly fine to love and continue to support a convicted criminal.